Today we're exploring 3 Portland neighborhoods and 3 homes in them. One in Southeast in the 500s, another in the Northwest in the 600s, and finally this stunner right behind me in the Northeast in the 700s. Along the way we might get some rain. I'll share some Portland fun facts, 5 things locals love to complain about, and later on in the video I'll be doing a raffle for the nicest comments I've seen on my videos recently. Winner gets a special prize. You're not going to want to miss it, so let's dive in. So we're over here in Richmond in the southeast part of Portland, and it's raining out, so I thought this was a good opportunity to talk about one of the most common complaints about Portland, which is the rain. Does it rain a lot? Yeah, it rains about, I don't know, 150 days or so, and right now it's not raining too hard, it's just drizzling a little bit. But that's not stopping me from getting out there and making this content for you, because you want to know what it's really like to live in Portland, right? And so I'll be honest, it rains a bit. So I just want to give you as honest of a picture as possible of what it's really like here. And yeah, this is Hawthorne. This is a really cool area. There's a lot going on. You know, there's a lot of shops and little cool places like this, and then lots of apartments. And so this is what you're gonna get on Hawthorne. One of my favorite bars to play pool at is right down there, called the Trough. If you're into pool, that's the spot you want to go to. Common Grounds Coffee is actually a pretty cool coffee shop because they're open kind of late if you're wanting to work into the evening hours. This first listing that we're gonna see is just a couple blocks to the south here. So you could easily come up here, do your activities, but also just to the south, the next busiest street for us down to the south is Division. And there's a lot going on over there too. So let's go see that. So right here, we are on Division Street. And this is just such a cool little spot. I used to live just a few blocks away from here. There are like 3 or 4 coffee shops within a couple blocks. This is Stumptown Coffee. And then you've got an ice cream spot here. And then right across the street, it's hard to tell, but this place is a super bomb pizza place. It's called the Turning Peel. Incredible like sourdough pizza. But yeah, I used to live right over here. I love this area. It's such a fun spot, and we're only like a couple blocks away from this other listing now. So we're gonna kind of mosey over there, and you're gonna see what the transition looks like as you walk from sort of the busy happening street right on over into the neighborhood. And it's got a lot of kind of charm. I'm gonna turn the camera around actually. Oh, also this is me coming from the future saying that you're gonna wanna stick around till the end, because there might be a friendly neighborhood kitty that comes to say hi to you, and you don't wanna miss out on that, do you? So here's Division, and then we kind of turn into this residential land. And as you can see, you've got a lot of just early 1900s craftsman style construction, lots of cute bungalows. And this is the type of charm that we're talking about living in Portland, you know? So you got this quiet neighborhood vibe, got basketball hoops in the street, very quiet neighborhoods. Everyone's got a cute little front yard. You're gonna wanna have some waterproof boots though, if you're walking around Portland, trust me. Otherwise your feet will get wet pretty quickly. And yeah, this is just kind of the vibe. This is a good example of what it's like when you're living in Portland here on the east side. Very quiet pockets, but you're not far at all from Hawthorne, which is right up there, or Division right down there. And both Hawthorne and Division continue in both directions. So there's lots to explore, lots of amenities. And here is this this is the house that's for sale that we're actually gonna look at. So I gotta give a shout out to Proud Realty. Kelly, thanks for letting us pop in here to the listing. Though when you're watching this, it might not even be for sale anymore. I've heard that they've got some offers and they might be getting sold in the next day or so here. So just because this one isn't available anymore doesn't mean you can't give us a call and help you find another one similar. Maybe the house across the street is on the market by the time you're watching this. Who knows? I don't know. But I got access to all of these listings, and if you ever want a video like I'm about to do, let me know. I do this all the time for my clients. We go look at houses in person. It's just fun. So let's go inside and take a peek. So just for reference, this is a 3-bed, 1-bathroom house in the heart of Southeast Portland in the Richmond neighborhood. Up here on the patio, the covered deck, mind you, you've got a lot of peace and quiet, except of course when you got big trucks driving by. We got the FedEx crew cruising through, and that's okay. But let's go inside and take a look. This house is listed in the mid 500 range. So this is just to give you an idea of what your money can get you, what types of houses are going to be available on the market in this price range. Nice, so right off the bat, you pop in and you're in the living room. Some decent hardwood floors, and then you've got this sort of secondary space. I don't know if they're calling this a bedroom or if it's an office space. And then that kind of flows right into the kitchen, which is very nice. Look at this kitchen, you guys. This is in the mid 500s and it's probably gonna be sold soon. I really like everything that they've done here. Nice countertops. You know, this is a good example of a very old house that was built in 1910, and they've done some very tasteful updates throughout. And then right here you've got a full bath. Very nice. The real question remains is there any ice cream? Nope. Loses 2 points in my book. Just kidding. Really good sized backyard. This is kind of hard for me to believe that it's in the 500s. I would expect this house to be maybe closer to the 600s, but I think that's kind of what you get when you only have one bathroom. So let's go down here. Here's a fun fact, actually. A lot of houses in Portland have basements. I don't know where you're coming from or if this is a normal thing for you, but a lot of houses in Portland were built with these basements for extra storage and extra living spaces, sturdiness, and yeah, this is a really nice finished basement space. Not all basements are going to be finished in Portland. You know, you might see some that are unfinished with tons of potential. So let's see, like maybe this is an example of some unfinished space. Yep. So you got your laundry, furnace, and yeah, one thing that you want to look out for in the Portland area, especially when you're getting a house with a basement, or really any house at all, is radon, which is a sort of radioactive, natural occurring gas in the soil that will slowly but gradually seep into your house. And it's one of the leading causes of lung cancer, believe it or not, in America. And so there's a very easy way. I'm not seeing, let's see, I don't know if this house has it or not. I don't see it, but there's a very easy way to remedy that. You've got radon systems that can be put in that mitigate it pretty easily. So just something to look out for. It's a common inspection that we do here in Portland, radon inspections. And so if you're buying a house with me, that will be 100% one of the recommendations that I make for you to do when you are having your home inspection done. So I popped outside and wanted to point out that this house does in fact already have an active radon mitigation system. So it just kind of looks like this. It's a tube with a fan right there that is dug down underneath the house, and it's just constantly creating negative pressure, pulling out any stray radioactive gases from your house and blowing it outside. So this house is already well equipped. So that is a pretty good example of what you can get in the 500s here in Southeast Portland, in a really great neighborhood. Again, I used to live in Richmond. I love it here. I'll probably move back here at some point just because I like it so much. Whew, it's raining pretty good. So we are actually going to hop over the river now and go check out what it's like in the northwest. And we're gonna see a house over there, and that's gonna be kicking it up a notch into the 600K range. So stay with me, folks. So we're over here on Northwest 23rd now, walking around the Nob Hill neighborhood. This can be considered Nob Hill or the Alphabet District or Northwest, whatever you want to call it. But here's a fun fact. There is no sales tax in Portland or anywhere in Oregon. So as you're walking around all of these shops and restaurants and stuff, you see the price tag and you pay what you see on the price tag. When you're getting the check at the end of the meal, it's just going to be however much the amount is. There's no sales tax. So that is a pretty cool thing. Speaking of which, here's Salt and Straw right here. We can pop in and get an ice cream cone if we want to, and then have sushi at Bamboo for dessert. How's that sound? But yeah, look at this. This is just, there's so many places to walk around and shop and get a bite to eat, get some coffee. There's a coffee place right across the street. There's just so much going on over here. So yeah, super cool area right here, Northwest 23rd. And if you go just 2 blocks to the west here, that's where the next listing is. So very cool, very walkable area. If you go 2 blocks to the east, that's where you will see Northwest 21st, which is another street that's kind of like this. And then if you go a little bit farther up into like the northeast corner of this little neighborhood, you'll hit Slab Town, which is a whole new area. There's a new Seasons over there. It's very newly developed in comparison to this area. So there's a lot of higher, newer apartment and condo buildings over there. But also, if you go even farther to the west, maybe like 5 minutes, that is where you will find Forest Park, which is the largest urban forested park in all of the US, I'm pretty sure. So over in this sort of northwest district, you get kind of the best of all the worlds of Portland. You get the nature, you get the densest, most urban, walkable areas, and you also get kind of smaller neighborhoods, as you're about to see in this other listing. So let's go see what it's like over there. By the way, I've always wanted to try this place across the street here, Grant's Philly Cheesesteak. If anyone's had it, leave a note in the comments and let me know what you think of it. I'm right over there. Might just have to try it. Now, as we're walking up to this other listing, it's worth mentioning another common complaint besides the rain and the cold. That is the age of houses in Portland. You get a lot of houses that are in the early 1900s, sometimes even late 1800s. So you've got 100-plus-year-old homes all over Portland. See like these ones behind me, very old construction. So there's some pros and cons. Obviously, it has a lot of character and charm, and that's kind of what gives Portland its vibe. but also it comes with a lot of responsibility. You know, there's a lot of maintenance that is usually due on a property like that, and you never know what you're getting into, so you always want to get a home inspection, of course, when you're buying. And I've got plenty of great inspectors that I can recommend if you were in that situation. But there's just so many components and systems in a home that could be outdated. A lot of times you'll see outdated electrical systems. Sometimes you'll see a house that just needs a new roof, or maybe the foundation it's sitting on is a little aged. But luckily there actually are programs to help homeowners like that. For example, the Oregon Health Authority actually has a grant program for eligible homeowners to cover repairs if they're unable to afford it. So that's pretty cool. You can look into that if you're in a situation where you have some repairs that you need to take care of but can't really afford it. But here we are. Actually, this house right here is the next listing that we're about to look at in the 600K range. And we're kind of right here up at the northwest corner of the sort of Nob Hill area. You know, again, if you go 4 or 5 minutes that way, you are going to be in Slabtown. If you go 1 to 2 minutes that way, you're going to be back on the northwest 23rd Street. Get your coffee. It's super walkable, and then just a very short 2-minute drive to the west and you're in Forest Park, literally the forest. There is a reason why they call it Forest Park, and that's because it is much more of a forest than it is a park. So let's jump into this listing that is courtesy of TK Real Estate. So thanks to Miko for letting us pop in here and take a look at this listing. You know, I have access to pretty much every single listing in Portland. So if you're wanting to see any listings, whether it's this one or any others, make sure you give us a call. My cell phone number is right there on the street, so you can text me at any point. And I'm really excited to take a look at the inside of this house. Got the keys. Let's get in this house. And this street is a little bit busy, you know, but let's see how quiet it is once we get inside. Very nice. Immediately, right off the bat, you see these beautiful hardwood floors. It's beautifully staged in here. Let's turn on some lights. There we go. And it's very beautifully remodeled. And yes, even though it's on this busy street, it is very quiet in here. Almost can't even tell that we're on that busy street. They've updated the windows. You've got mini splits in here for the summertime when it's super hot, can cool down, and it's also got this little gas wood stove. That's fun. So this house is currently listed in the 600K range. I think it's in the low 600s actually. Got a little bathroom here. And actually make a lot of videos just like this for clients who are unable to make showings in person. So if you want to take a little tour, you can't make it into town, give me a call. I will make a video just like this for you. Let's see what's up here. You got 2 bedrooms. If anybody wants to take a guess at what year this house was built, leave it in the comments. We'll see if you can guess. You get new windows throughout, and you even got an ensuite bathroom up here. Super cool. So yeah, one more time, this is a 2-bed, 2-bath, just over 1,000 square foot house. I absolutely love this house. It's great. It's even got a nice backyard. Very good sized backyard considering the area, because a lot of times in this sort of densely populated urban Northwest district, you don't get a lot of yard space, so it's pretty cool. So let's actually do that drawing. We're gonna do a drawing next for the nicest comment I've gotten lately. So yeah, in my pocket, I have a number of pieces of paper of some just nice YouTube comments I received recently. I love it when people comment on my videos and interact. You know, I'm out here walking around like a dingus, talking to myself on my phone, and I really appreciate it when you guys interact and give me your thoughts on the videos or just drop by to say hey. So as a way of saying thanks, I am going to pick a random comment out of my pocket, and the winner, if you're watching, hopefully you're watching, the winner will receive a free bag of freshly roasted coffee from here in Portland by Tostado Roasters. They're awesome. I love their coffee. So I'm just gonna pick a random name, a random comment out of my pocket. What's it gonna be? Drum roll, please. All right, let's see. Who is it from? This is hard to do while holding my phone. So, and the winner is Ian92999. He said, great video. Thanks, Ian. Leave a comment down below just to let me know that you saw this, and we will coordinate how to get you your free bag of coffee. So to get over to this final listing, we'll be crossing over, this is the Burnside Bridge, and it is one of 12 bridges in Portland. Did you know that there's so many bridges in Portland? I didn't know. There's the Steel Bridge, and then behind that is the Broadway Bridge, and then behind that is the Fremont Bridge. I didn't know that there were so many different bridges in Portland until I moved here, but you got to get from one side of the river to the other. And speaking of which, I did make a video comparing the east side to the west side. You can check that out after this video is over. We're officially back on the east side now, and there's a little fun fact for you. The second largest waterfall by volume in the US is just about 20 minutes south of here in Oregon City. It's Willamette Falls, so that's pretty fun. Is that a fun fact for you? And just like that, it's not really raining anymore over here in the Northeast. Just want to walk around and show, well, I guess maybe it is a little bit raining still, but it comes and goes. It comes in waves, but just want to walk around a little bit, show you some of the other houses around this neighborhood. I'm just coming up on Alberta Street, and there's a lot going on over here. Right at this corner of Alberta and 30th is the Alberta Rose Theater. And just on this corner alone, there's so much going on. There's like an art gallery right across the street, Fat Kitty Ramen, and then there's this incredible Ethiopian restaurant right here that I've had before. It's amazing. There's just so much going on here on Alberta, and it goes for basically 3 neighborhood lengths all the way down that way, just like this. If you ever need your phone or any kind of electronic device, your computer, if you need it fixed up, this place right here, the Fix Hut, is they're magicians, and they will fix anything for you. When I thought it was dead, they fixed it up in 1 second, basically. He's like, oh, here's your problem. And so maybe this is a good opportunity to talk about another common issue, common complaint that people talk about when it comes to Portland, which is the homelessness. And this is a very sad thing that we are dealing with in Portland. And it's a big problem, not just here in Portland, but all over the country, I would say. So it's a pretty complicated issue, and it sucks. It sucks, I think, for everybody involved. Nobody really wants to be homeless, and nobody wants to see people suffering on the streets. I don't think. I don't. And so, yeah, that's definitely something you're gonna have to deal with here in Portland. You might notice it. You might see it. Look at this beautiful mural. Cool little ceramic store. But yeah, I'm not gonna get super into it. I'm just gonna say that it's a complicated issue that we have here in Portland, and you'll notice it when you live here. The good news is that we've recently elected a mayor that has fixing the homelessness as his #1 priority, and he seems to kind of walk the walk and talk the talk. The day after he was elected, I saw him out on the streets picking up trash, and it's just hopefully a good thing for Portland. He vows in the next 2 years to end homelessness. I don't know if that's actually gonna happen or not, but just having someone in office dedicated to fixing it is, I think, a step in the right direction. So we get a lot of complaints about the local politics here and all of that, but this guy seems to have traveled around and met with different cities that actually are making progress with the homeless problem there. And he's gonna be trying to model the steps he takes in Portland after that. So fingers crossed that that's no longer an issue here in the coming years. Also, I made an entire video where I consulted with experts who actually work in homelessness, and I was very curious about learning the complexities of the issue. And I made a whole video dedicated specifically to that, and I have a link to it down in the description so you can check that out after this video's over. So that's Alberta Street. There's a lot going on over there. I'm gonna go show you this listing that's right around the corner from here, but first I wanna show you one more park that is just one of my favorite parks to take my kids, and it's just a great park, just a few blocks right around the corner from that listing. So let's head that way first. So we're here at Wilshire Park, and this is actually right around the corner from the listing we're gonna see shortly. This is about a 15-acre park right here in the middle of Northeast, and there's some baseball fields over there. There's some people, nope, that's not Antifa, that's just people having a Nerf gun war. It's a fairly common thing here in Wilshire Park. There's a really great children's play area right over there. And my kids love this park because they have a sand pit where they have lots of toy trucks to play with and dig in the sand. And just beyond the play area for the kids, you have an off-leash dog park area, which is pretty great to let Fido run around at. And yeah, this is one of about 200 parks in the city of Portland alone, and they come in all shapes and sizes. This is sort of like a middle of the road type of park. You know, it's still got a lot of amenities, and as you can see, it's very close to the neighborhood here. And here's a fun fact for you. Portland actually has the world's smallest park. It's right in the middle of downtown Portland. And it also has the US's largest urban forested park, which is Forest Park. And so there's just everything you can imagine in between that. Small parks, medium-sized parks, bigger parks. Some of the bigger ones are like Washington Park on the west side and Forest Park, Markham Nature Park. And before we go over to this other listing, one of the more common complaints that we get is that it gets too dark here, especially in the winter time, and the days are pretty short. The days are pretty short because we're relatively far up north on the globe, and right around 4:30 p.m. it starts to get dark. And so you got to kind of make the most out of your daylight, especially during the winter months and the rainy months. So that's just something you'll have to get used to. You have to get used to the cold, the rain, and the short days all happening at once during that part of the year. So watch out for that. Let's go check out this final listing. All right, so we're back. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. We're back at this beautiful house. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, just under 3,000 square feet. And we are just at the north edge of the Alameda neighborhood. And this is one of the higher end neighborhoods in Portland. If you go to the south, the houses get a lot bigger and more expensive. The median home price in Alameda is almost $900,000. And if you go just to the north on the other side of this busy street right here, you have the neighborhood of Concordia. This is a really cool area because we're super close to Alberta Street, which is not this street, but it's the next busiest street up. And there are so many cool shops as I showed you before. I think that I'm just gonna guess, I think that it's got a pretty good walk score, maybe somewhere in the 80s. I'm gonna say 84 to 86. So I didn't check beforehand, that was a total guess, and I'll put it on the screen to see if I was correct. But enough of my yapping, I really wanna go inside and take a look at this house right here. And again, it's listed in the high 700s. I've been told by the listing agent that they have offers. And so by the time you're watching this, it might already be under contract or completely sold. But let's go take a look. This will give you an idea of what you can get in the 700,000s, the high 700s. So first off, I always like to show my clients the exteriors of the homes that they're looking at, and we've got some nice yard space. There's a cool front yard, some very shallow steps getting down to the sidewalk. But I imagine during the spring and summer, this is very beautifully landscaped. And here's the front of the house. You've got a big patio here. And let's just go right in. And right off the bat, it opens into this really big living room. Let me take off my shoes real quick. And yeah, just like that, you walk right into this really nice living room and a huge window letting in a good amount of light. Looks like all of these windows are pretty old, but you've got some updates here with the gas fireplace. And as we walk in here, we have a kitchen. Looks like they did some nice updates there, as well as a little dining area nook. So that's what we're seeing from the outside where the house curves around. Here's your little dining area. Very well lit, lighting all the way around. Again, really old windows, but that's part of the charm for houses like this, right? I love these built-ins. Very characteristic of these old Portland homes. Anyone have any guesses on what year this house was built? There's one bedroom. There's another. Leave a comment down below. Take a guess what year this house was built in. So I was just getting ready to leave and I thought, wait a second, we only saw 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. What am I missing? Why does this house feel so small? And then I realized this up here. So let's take a look. If there's another, I guess they can call this another bedroom up here. There's the second bathroom. Looks great. This looks like actually a new window. So there you go. Some of the windows have been updated in this house. This space has clearly been remodeled, and this is a nice bedroom. I can't believe I almost missed this. Nice private deck. Really cool house. Now it's making sense. And this looks like another room. Very cool. What do you guys think of this house? Leave a comment down below. So there you have it. That was a pretty cool house in the high 700s, 3-bed, 2-bath, 3,000 square feet, just under it. And yeah, let me know in the comments which house you like the most. Oh, look at this little guy. Hey, meow meow. Hey, that's a nice kitty. See you later. I guess we're buddies now. Anyways, tell me down below in the comments which house you like the most, which area you like the most, which area you want to see me do in the future. And I'm gonna say thanks for watching and check out this video next for a completely different set of listings. See you over there.